Hello and welcome to Top 10 Historical Anime Betrayals!
We're starting number 10 with the infamous Benedict Arnold case. Benedict Arnold was an American military officer during the American Revolutionary War. He betrayed the Americans by leaving for the British side because he was not recognized for his achievements in the war effort. This comes in 10th due to how overused and overblown its significance is.
Number 9 is Francisco Pizarro and his deal with the Incas. Pizarro held an Incan emperor hostage and demanded a ransom in exchange for his freedom. After receiving the ransom, he executed the emperor anyway, betraying the Incas. This only comes in at number 9 due to the fact that many situations like this have occurred during the European encroachment of the Americas. This event is only particularly well known due to the fact that the Incan Empire was so big.
Number 8 is Andrew Johnson taking the presidency. In office, Johnson enacted a number of policies to suppress African Americans, such as the Black Codes, Jim Crow laws, and allowing the persistence of alternative types of slavery, betraying the Abraham Lincoln's progress for African Americans. Okay. This is definitely worthy of being in the top 10 since Johnson practically betrayed the American people, especially the many activists that fought for African American rights and inflicted generational trauma that persists today. Yay.
Number 7 is Hitler and Stalin's agreement. The two dictators had an agreement before World War II started. Hitler would take Poland without Stalin's interference. Only Hitler would let Stalin take a slice of some Polish land. In the agreement, Hitler also promised not to attack the Soviets. Yet, Hitler broke this agreement and promised and invaded Soviets later in the war. This is significant due to the dramatic reaction that Stalin had, locking himself away for 2 days, leaving the Soviet Union with no leader and no action. This, in Stalin's eyes, was an anime betrayal that could never be anticipated.
Number 6 is Caesar having his lady stolen. Cleopatra was Caesar's mistress, having children that Caesar denied, until Mark Antony stole Cleopatra from him. This is significant, as Caesar and Mark Antony were loyal friends even following Caesar's death. Mark Antony was noted as staying loyal to him, which brings us to...
Number 5. Caesar was stabbed by many of his colleagues and friends, including Marcus Brutus. He was stabbed 23 times in the theater of Pompeii, Rome, marking the end of a dictatorship. Rome would fall into the hands of powerful, single emperors who diverged from the original republic.
Number 4 is Henry VIII and the Pope. When the Pope refused to allow Henry VIII to divorce and remarry another of his many wives, the tyrant king took it upon his hands and decided to start his own church in the wake of the Protestant Reformation, betraying his relationship with the Pope. This is significant due to the lasting effects of Britain's turn to Protestantism. Let's go. Protestantism. The root cause of this issue leads us to...
Number 3 is Martin Luther and his excommunication from the Catholic Church. Consequently, Martin Luther would inadvertently start the Protestant Reformation, betraying the Church by criticizing it and causing a new branch of Christianity to be created.
You would think this is number 1, but Judas betraying Jesus by revealing his identity to the authorities is only 2nd on the list. Judas allegedly betrayed Jesus for only 30 silver coins before leading Roman soldiers to Jesus, identifying him with a kiss. This is arguably the most significant event/betrayal in the Common Era, as it would spiral into several events that would result in the creation of Christianity, which greatly influenced many historical events.
Before we get to the number 1 top 10 historical anime betrayal, I'd like to reveal some honorable mentions that happen to be recent historical events. The current betrayal of the Roe v. Wade decision deserves to be mentioned. The Roe v. Wade decision was made in 1973 and made it a constitutional right for women to have access to abortion. However, recently, the decision has been questioned and may be overruled.
Another honorable mention is Russia's invasion of Ukraine, betraying the sovereignty given to Ukraine following the collapse of the Soviet Union and sparking international backlash.
Okay.
Yay.
The last honorable mention is the American Revolutionary War. The American Revolutionary War was a betrayal of the British Empire, claiming sovereignty and autonomy, as well as taking and plundering land that belonged to the natives. paving the way for the destruction of native groups and establishing a national identity with the help of France, Britain's rival at the time.
And finally, number 1 is the Hydrox and Oreo Scandal. Hydrox was created by Jacob Loos and was the original chocolate cream sandwich cookie. Years later, Nabisco would create the Oreo, which would prove to outsell Hydrox due to Hydrox's terrible name branding. The result of this would be Oreo's current standing as the biggest and best sandwich cookie on the market.
With the money made from the situation, Oreo launched a campaign to wipe the history of Hydrox and Oreo out of the public knowledge. This is a number 1 historical anime betrayal, as Oreo is an international multi-billion-dollar corporate conglomerate that influences and media culture around the world, raking in so much money that it absolutely abhors me.